so it's start of new episode. We got a bunch of parts to install today. In the top part there are parts for the exterior, and in the bottom part there are parts for the interior. So let's start with the interior with the steering wheel. So we've got this steering wheel used from the marketplace for 20 euros, including the wheel hub and also the horn. And we want to change the OEM steering wheel for this one because it's a little bit smaller and also sits a little bit closer to the driver, so the position is more comfortable. So let's start with removing the airbag, and for that you need to disconnect the battery, or if you got this rally car style stuff, you can just Yeah, so the airbag is out, let's put it somewhere safe. 1,000 likes and we are testing the airbag in the next video. Počkaj, padne kapota. F***ing bolt. So, few minutes in, we got our first problem. The hub does not fit when you have the airbag thingy and the clock spring attached. So, I guess we are gonna get rid of it and try again. So, problem number 2. If we want to have the automatic, how do you call it?
Blinker switcher?
Blinker fluid. Blinker switch, the automatic one. We need to drill these 3 holes, so this clock spring actually will attach to it. So let's drill it. So, in the meantime, let's install these window louvers. We bought these also used on marketplace for like 15 euros. The guy who bought them didn't even install them, then he sold the car and he was selling them practically brand new. So let's install them. Okay, the louvers are installed, let's move to other modes. Okay, so back to the steering wheel situation. We actually found out a better way to do this. Instead of drilling the holes for the locating pins of the turn signal mechanism, we just simply designed and 3D printed a bracket that will attach to the hub, and this piece actually will turn off the turn signals. Well, looks like the press fit is working fine. Let's test it. Well, after installing the steering wheel, we got a really small problem. If you remember this switch, this is him now. So I guess our best option is just to unplug all the horns and figure it out later, as always. Well, looks like it works. You need to be always smarter than the horn. So the steering wheel is finally mounted, and as you can see, even the indicators do turn back automatically, unlike on all the other Micras with aftermarket wheels. So next up is the interior light. This one is purple color and it's LED. It costs €1. So let's just change it. And next we will change the lights on the license plate. The cost for these bulbs is €2. So let's just test it, if it works. Huh, strange. Ah! Hot potato. Okay, that's it. Let's just test it. Oh, turned off. Well, for €2, not so bad. We've got some leftover light bulbs from the license plate, so let's just toss them into the cluster and see how it's looking. And we also bought the smaller ones, also purple. They cost €2 and they are for this ugly yellow odometer. We need to change that. No yellow, only purple in this car. better than the yellow, but definitely not purple. Well, it's a subtle change, but I like it. It's all in the details. So next up is the shifter. We bought this shift knob for €5, and this stick for the shifter is actually from my dad's first car. And I think if we pair it like this and we will polish the aluminum, it will look really sweet. So let's go. Yeah, this is the main disadvantage of working on a front-wheel drive vehicle. There is always some stupid shit under the shifter linkage, like this heat shield. Oh, it's finally out. So, after further inspection, we got one unexploded popcorn and broken spring. So this is the original spring from the Micra linkage. It's got one ear broken, so we will try to find some other replacement spring that will serve the purpose, but none of them look the same, but we can just test them and see how it feels.
After fitting the replacement spring, the shifter is returning really nicely. It feels really solid, not spongy like before. Okay, so we just got the shifter out of the car, and the plan is to cut all of this top part off and weld a M12 bolt so we can attach this aluminum part, and we'll also take a piece from this top part and insert it right here, so we'll have a shorter shifter for the Micra. While removing this pivot ball from the old shifter in order to cut and weld it, we accidentally broke it in half, and we designed the new pivot ball to sit a bit higher than the stock one. Therefore, we don't have to add any material right here in order to achieve a shorter shift row. And also, we attached this threaded rod to the shifter knob and painted it black, so it will sit really nicely in the shifter.
So we welded the 12mm thread onto the bottom part of the shift lever, and now we need to just slowly wait for it to cool down. Then we need to grind this down so we can slide the ball through, then we will paint it and attach it to the car. Okay, so the ball is already installed, and in the meantime we'll polish this rod from the shifter. So let's see how it will go. Okay, so after we polished the rod from the shifter, we just let it go through one cycle of the ultrasonic cleaner to really dissolve all the cleaning media, and this is the final result. Man, it's like mirror.
Really shiny.
It will look amazing, I think. So let's install it. Okay, so this is how the short shifter came out. It's already painted black. The pivot ball is installed and also the boot is on its place. Now, right now we'll try to install it back into the Micra. So after successfully mounting the short shifter into the Micra, we encountered another problem, and that is that after we made the bottom part longer by approximately 2 to 2.5 centimeters, the shifter rod actually makes contact with this heat shield of the exhaust, so we just need to hammer this section down for it to clear and not rattle. We'll just tighten it and it's in perfect position. The throw of the shifter is greatly reduced from 5.75 to 1 to 4.7 to 1, so it's like quarter of the throw shortened, and it shifts beautifully because we took care of all the play in the whole assembly. It's like right amount of springy and right amount of travel for the application, I think. It's long enough to daily drive, but it's also short enough that you can enjoy your shifting all day. Hello, so it's next day working on the Micra. Today we'll work on the exhaust. The stock exhaust is really muffled and I would like to enjoy some engine sounds, not just the road noise, so we will try to fix it somehow. So with this little budget we got left, we can't do much about the exhaust, but we can make the exhaust a little bit more open, a little bit noisier. We can make it a little bit more flowing, and we can make really cool muffler tips, because I found this scrap piece of pipe. It's stainless steel, and we got this leftover from our E28 exhaust build. This is like 40 centimeters of pipe, so we'll just try to cut it in half and do a shotgun style muffler tips that will poke a bit out of the bumper, and I think it will look really nice. So now what I did was I measured, leveled and marked the exhaust, so I know where I want this first pipe to be, and then I can take off the exhaust and measure where would the second pipe sit, and then I can drill it. Right now I can't measure it out correctly because the bumper is in the way, but first we will need to drill the hole, see how it fits, then I will cut out the bumper later. So right now let's take off the exhaust one more time and try to drill the second hole. Let's do it.
These two pieces of mild steel pipe were also a leftover material, and in order for stainless pipes to be able to slide over them, I turned their diameter down on the lathe.
So the stainless is finally cut to the length. The ends were deburred, so it's nice and smooth. And as you can see, the press fit into the mild steel pipe is really well made. Actually, you can slide it in like this. It's really satisfying. Let's just mount them on and try to figure out how far we need them to stick out of the car. We need to do some angles. We need to notch the tube so it sits at the right angle. So we made this rig for tube notching. It's really simple design. It's just some round model printed on the 3D printer. It's from PETG. You don't need any special materials to do this. So how this jig works? Firstly, you need to poke these as much as you can, slide it onto the tube, and then on flat surface you need to just level out these rods so they are even with the end of the tube. They are parallel, so like this. And now what you will do, you will just make it stick out a bit from the tube. Then you will come to the car. You will make your fitment as good as you can get it. And then you will just press the tool onto the exhaust. And then it should make the approximate shape, which you will then take it, lock it in place where you like it. You will then trace it out with the Sharpie. You will cut it off, and then it should match perfectly to your desired angles and orientations.
We also made this threaded plug. The threaded part will be welded into the exhaust tip, and then you can screw in the plug and have the exhaust back to the stock loudness when needed. In order for stainless pipes to be able to clamp onto the exhaust, we made slots into them and then welded on a couple of stainless nuts with one of them drilled through so the screw can clamp them together. After lining up the pipes correctly and the threaded plug welded into one of them, I can finally weld them all around.
Okay, so the exhaust is finally fully welded, fully painted. Right now it's missing the exhaust tips. That's what we're gonna install when we have it in the car. So right now, only thing left to do is to put it in car, put the pipes on and test how it sounds. Let's do it. So as you can hear, the exhaust sounds really nice, but unfortunately it's a little bit quieter than we expected because we did some measurements quite wrong and the hole in the muffler is not overlapping correctly with the exhaust pipes. So it sounds great, but it's a little bit quiet. So we will try to just enlarge the hole so it's sitting nicely in the center of the pipes, and it should make it a little bit fuller sound and a little bit louder. So let's try it.
So the situation is very bad.
So while the Martin is doing some surgery on the exhaust, we with Kiko will polish the stainless tips. We got polishing wheels for heavy cut and finishing.
As you can hear, the sound of the exhaust is a little bit more louder and the tone of the exhaust is deeper. The tips are polished too, and I would say the exhaust is finally finished and we can move to the shift boot. Okay, the shift boot is in two pieces. This fancy rubbery ugly part we won't use, and this base plate we will try to customize it with the fabric. I found the fabric. It's looking like a scarf, but we use it for the shift boot. Jacob's favorite mathematics was Pythagoras.
So yesterday we finished the fabric shift boot. It's fitting pretty nice, but after test fitting we decided that it's not really fitting to the interior well because of the color. So we actually tried to paint these white stripes with purple marker, and now it's fitting a little bit better with the theme of the car, with purple shift knob and stuff like that. So let's just paint it and see how it looks. So the shift boot is finally installed. I think it looks really nice. It comes together with the scheme of the car, which is purple details, and it covers this big hole that we exposed, and I think it works pretty nice. The shift boot was completely free because we used the leftover fabric we already got from other shift boots, and we just painted it with marker, so it was free, and I think this is worthwhile upgrade. So with shift boot and entire shifter completely done, we can move on to our last interior upgrade, and that's the audio. The stock audio in this Micra is like really shitty. The speakers aren't that good, especially the radio. You can't play your songs on it. It's just some tape radio, and I found this old PSP of mine from the early days, and it happens to be that you can insert your SD card and you can just upload all your songs there, and you can plug it into your radio, and it's got onboard equalizer, and you can store a lot of songs here, and it sounds kinda cool.
As you can see, the interior part is finally finished, and the last little detail for this episode are these 3 stickers. The first one is OG Hot Wheels sticker, the second one is JDM Team sticker, and the last one is Skylab Production sticker, which is sticker for our own production brand.
But mister, you can't park here.
Let's run the numbers. In today's episode, we spent total of €53.35 for all the interior and exterior mods, which leaves us with €25.19 for future episodes.
So that's it for this video, and thank you very much for watching. make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on future episodes. In the next episode, we will be addressing the ride height once again. We will install the spacers in the back to really fill out the fenders. We will lower the car even more in the back. And we will also pull out the dents on the car, with the biggest one being on the front fender. And the most important thing in our next episode will be our own SPEEDVEIL stickers, which we will make, we will slap on the car, and we will also make them available for you to buy. So be sure to not miss out, and see you in the next one.